Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the English Learning Podcast. I'm Jason, your host, and I'm so happy you're here with us today.
And I'm Julia, your co-host. We're really excited to have you join us. Every episode, we talk about simple and practical ways to improve your English.
Yes, and today we're talking about something very powerful, something that can really change the way you learn English. The topic is the power of daily practice.
Daily practice sounds simple, but it's actually the key to becoming confident in English. You don't need to study for hours. Even a few minutes every day can make a big difference.
That's right. In this episode, we'll talk about what daily practice really means, why it works, and how you can use it in your own life.
So, if you sometimes feel like learning English is difficult or you don't know how to stay motivated, this episode is for you.
Exactly. So grab a cup of tea, relax, and let's start our journey into the power of daily practice. So, Julia, before we go deeper, let's ask a simple question. What does daily practice actually mean?
Good question, Jason. Daily practice means doing something every single day, even if it's small. It's like brushing your teeth. You don't do it only once a week, right? You do it every day and it becomes a habit.
Exactly. Daily practice doesn't mean studying for 3 hours every day. It can be just 10 minutes. The important thing is consistency. Doing it again and again, every day.
Yes, because when we repeat something daily, our brain remembers better. For example, if you listen to English for 10 minutes every day, your ears slowly get used to the sounds.
That's a great point. And daily practice can look different for everyone. For one person, it might be reading a short English article every morning. For another person, it might be practicing speaking for 5 minutes in the evening.
Right. The secret is not about how long you practice, but how regularly you do it. Even small steps every day are more powerful than big steps once in a while.
I like to think of it like watering a plant. If you give water every day, the plant grows. But if you give a lot of water only once a month, the plant won't survive. Daily practice works the same way.
I love that example, Jason. So to keep it simple, daily practice means doing something in English every day, no matter how small, and making it part of your routine.
Now that we know what daily practice means, let's talk about why it actually works. Julia, why is daily practice so powerful?
Well, Jason, our brains love habits. When we do something again and again every day, it becomes natural. For example, when you tie your shoes, you don't think step by step. You just do it because you practiced so many times.
Yes, that's a great example. Daily practice helps English feel the same way. At first, speaking English might feel difficult, but if you practice a little every day, it starts to feel natural.
And here's another reason. It keeps the language fresh in your mind. If you only practice once a week, you might forget words or grammar, but if you practice daily, your brain remembers much better.
Exactly. It's like exercise. If you go to the gym once a month, your body won't get stronger. But if you do a little bit every day, your muscles grow. With English, your language muscles grow stronger with daily practice.
I love that, Jason. Language muscles. And daily practice also builds confidence. When you practice every day, even for 5 minutes, you feel more comfortable using English.
Yes, and that comfort makes learning faster and more enjoyable. So daily practice works because it creates habits, helps your brain remember, and builds confidence step by step. So, Julia, we've talked about why daily practice works, but let's make it more specific. How does daily practice help with learning English?
Great point, Jason. Daily practice is like giving your brain a little bit of English every day. For example, if you listen to English podcasts every morning, your ears slowly get used to the rhythm and sounds of the language.
Yes, And reading a short English article or even just a few sentences daily can build your vocabulary step by step. It doesn't need to be long, just regular.
And speaking is important too. You don't need a big audience. You can just talk to yourself for a few minutes in English, like describing what you're doing. I am cooking rice, or I am walking to school.
That's so true. Writing is another great daily habit. Even if you write 1 or 2 sentences in English every day, it adds up. After a month, you already have 30 short sentences.
Exactly. So when we say daily practice in English, it can mean listening, reading, speaking, or writing, just a little bit each day.
And the best part is, when you practice daily, you connect with the language in many small ways. Over time, those small steps create big progress.
Yes, Jason. I remember one of my students, Maria. When she first started learning English, she was very shy. She thought her English wasn't good enough. But she made a simple promise to herself. Every day she would practice for just 10 minutes.
That sounds simple. What did she do in those 10 minutes?
She listened to short English podcasts while cooking, and she wrote 1 sentence in her notebook before bed. That's it, just listening and writing. But she did it every single day for 6 months.
Wow, and what happened?
Her confidence grew a lot. After 6 months, she could understand conversations much better. She told me, "I feel English is part of my life now."
That's amazing. I have a similar story, too. My friend Ahmed wanted to improve his speaking. He didn't have anyone to talk with, so he decided to talk to himself in English every morning in front of the mirror. Just 2 minutes a day.
I love that. Did it work for him?
Yes. At first, it felt funny, but slowly he became more confident. After 3 months, he said he was no longer afraid to speak English with strangers. That small daily practice gave him big courage.
These stories show us something important. You don't need hours and hours every day. What matters is doing something daily. A few minutes done regularly can completely change your skills.
Exactly. Daily practice is like a quiet superpower. It works slowly, but it works every time. So, Julia, we know daily practice is powerful, but many people still struggle with it. What mistakes do learners usually make?
One common mistake is expecting results too fast. Some people think, I practiced for 1 week. Why am I not fluent yet? Learning a language takes time, and daily practice is about patience.
That's so true. Another mistake is skipping too many days. People say, I'll practice tomorrow, and then tomorrow never comes. If you skip often, the habit disappears.
Yes, and sometimes learners push themselves too hard. They try to do 2 hours every day, but then they get tired and give up. It's better to do less but regularly than a lot, but only once in a while.
Exactly. So the key is, don't expect magic, don't skip too much, and don't burn yourself out. Just keep steady. Simple, daily practice. All right, Julia. Now here's a big question. How can learners make daily practice fun? Because if it feels boring, people usually stop.
You're right, Jason. Fun is the secret. One way is to use music. If you enjoy songs, listen to English songs, read the lyrics, and even sing along. It feels like entertainment, but you're still learning.
Yes, I do that too. Another fun way is watching short English videos, like movie clips, YouTube videos, or even cartoons. They're easy to understand, and you can repeat them every day.
Games are also great. There are so many English learning apps with games and quizzes. Instead of feeling like study, it feels like play.
And I think making it social helps too. For example, practicing English with a friend. You can text each other in English or even do a voice message challenge every day.
That's a fun idea. Also, journaling can be fun if you make it creative. You can write about your day, your dreams, or even write short stories.
So the message is clear. If you choose something you enjoy, daily practice becomes exciting, not heavy. And when practice is fun, you'll never want to skip it. Julia, I think this is the most important part, giving our listeners some practical tips they can use right away.
Absolutely. My first tip is start small. Don't try to do everything at once. Just 5 or 10 minutes of English a day is enough to begin.
That's a great one. My tip is connect practice with your daily routine. For example, listen to English while walking, cooking, or on the bus. This way, practice becomes part of your normal life.
Yes. Another tip is choose one skill at a time. Maybe this week you focus on listening, next week on speaking. It helps you stay focused and not feel overwhelmed.
Good point. I'd also say, keep it simple and consistent. Even if you only read 2 sentences or say 1 phrase daily, it's still practice. Remember, small steps every day create big results.
And finally, make a habit tracker. Check a box every day you practice. It feels rewarding to see your progress.
I love that. So to sum up, start small. Make it part of your daily life. Focus on one skill. Keep it consistent. And track your progress. Julia, before we end, I want to remind everyone of something very important. Progress in English doesn't happen overnight. But daily practice, even just a little every day, will take you far.
Yes, Jason. Remember, it's not about being perfect. It's about showing up every day, taking small steps, and believing in yourself.
Every sentence you read, every word you speak, every minute you listen, it all adds up. Imagine where you could be in 1 month, 3 months, or even 6 months if you practice daily.
Exactly. And the best part? Daily practice doesn't just improve your English, it builds your confidence, your habits, and your love for learning.
So, keep going, stay consistent, and make your daily practice a part of your life. Your future self will thank you.
Yes, and remember, every small step counts. You're doing great just by starting today.
Thank you so much for listening to today's episode of the English Learning Podcast. We hope you feel inspired to start or continue your daily practice.
Yes. Remember, even a few minutes every day can make a big difference. Keep practicing, have fun, and don't give up.
If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you won't miss our next tips and lessons.
And feel free to share your progress with us in the comments. We love hearing from you.
All right, that's it for today. Keep practicing, stay motivated, and we'll see you in the next episode.
Goodbye, everyone, and happy English practice.